All right.
And we're back.
And we're back. So this is not just a reaction video to music videos, which is sort of what the genre has this new genre that's been created, which is reacting to music videos. We're going to react to everything. Everything. So one of my favorite human beings on the planet is LeBron James. And this year, so in sports, what's supposed to happen is these sports stars do these amazing feats, and then everybody kind of does this, and then they say, "Oh no, it's my teammates and all this." And so, LeBron James is really a trendsetter in the following. So
shame. I mean,
we're gonna play a clip, and then we're gonna talk about it. So here's LeBron.
LeBron is only 7 points away from 30,000 for his career, and about an hour ago, he posted this message to his younger self. Want to be one of the first to congratulate you on this accomplishment and achievement tonight that you'll reach. Only a handful has reached and seen it too, and while I know it's never been a goal of yours from the beginning, please try to take a moment for yourself on how you've done it. The house you're about to be a part of has only 6 seats in it as of now, but 1 more will be added, and you should be very proud and honored to be invited inside. There's so many people to thank who have helped this even become possible, so thank them all, and when you finally get your moment alone to yourself, smile, look up to the higher skies, and say thank you. So with that said, congrats again, young king, one love, hashtag strive for greatness, hashtag the kid from Akron.
So, literally, like this. I watch, every time I watch LeBron on the court, he does things I've never seen before. Like he did a behind the back through the legs of his own teammate, got the ball back and finished with the left. Like
Whoa.
that is literally never seen that before. You don't even see that stuff on the playground, right? Like, playing ball in New York City, you'd see stuff on the playground that was just like, just trick circus shots. You never even see that before. This is also something I've never seen before. So the content, he's the youngest player to get to 30,000 points. Okay. And it is an amazing accomplishment because LeBron James is not an offensive player. Do you know what I mean by that?
Explain.
Meaning, there are some players, when they get the ball, their first thing is, I'm going to score. So Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Steph Curry. So they take a lot of shots because their objective is, I'm going to be the one to score. LeBron isn't like that. LeBron's first instinct is, I'm going to pass the ball to the most open player. So he's going to find, his objective is to find the most open player. So for him to be one of the youngest people to get to 30,000 points when he doesn't even approach the game as a scorer,
I can see how that's
monumental. It's very significant. So he's getting all these scoring titles, and he doesn't. Scoring is not his first instinct. That's not the first thing on his agenda. So you got to give it to him for that. Like he's an amazing ball player. But
you would think somebody that would write a letter to himself like that would be a ball hog.
Right. You figure Kobe would do something like that, right? Like Kobe was an egomaniacal, very, self-centered, me first type of guy. LeBron, which is interesting because you would figure the way that LeBron plays basketball would be the way that he conducts himself in the public sphere. Because when LeBron plays basketball, it's extremely selfless.
Yeah.
He's the most selfless superstar literally in NBA history, in my opinion. He's the most selfless. And yet, outside of the court, he's extremely selfish.
It's so weird.
It's a very, very strange dichotomy. Like, it hasn't clicked in his mind that the thing that made him a great ball player, maybe it would also make for a great persona.
Right.
But one of the things I wanted to talk about in the few minutes that we have left is, okay, how wrong is this really? Okay, so from a Christian perspective, you're not supposed to brag on yourself. The proverb says, let another man praise you, that type of thing. But let's take that Christianity out of it and say, how wrong is this from a... We all have Instagram, Facebook accounts, all the rest of it. And we talk about this, right? Like, the person's Facebook picture is never the honest truth about who they are.
Right.
Right? Like, a person's Facebook picture is always like the glammed up, most, beautiful version of yourself.
Right.
It is not the version of yourself that the people in the real world see of you.
Right.
So the persona that you have in your social media account is designed to make you the best version of yourself that you can be. So my question is it so wrong for a guy to be honest about the fact that he's self-centered? Like, aren't all of us self-centered? Like, isn't the fact that you're making a video right now, doesn't that kind of make you a sort of arrogant person to think that somebody's going to sit down for 10 minutes?
Wants to hear your opinion.
To listen to you talk about LeBron James talk about himself?
Yeah.
So, like, aren't all of us, like, majorly arrogant? But I feel like we all have this sort of, like, silent social contract where it's like, okay.
Yeah. These are the things you shouldn't do.
Like, I want to really brag about myself, but I'm not going to do it. But you brag about me, and then I'll say, no.
Right,
And then when you do something awesome, I'll brag about you, and then you can say, no. That way you can have all the strokes. But you're not supposed to, like, do it yourself.
Right.
And now people are mad at LeBron for actually breaking that, silent social contract, because now, how can you keep up with him? Like, the only way you'd be able to keep up with him is if you actually started bragging on yourself. But none of us are as great as this guy is. This guy's like once in a lifetime great at what he does. Like, I am not a once in a lifetime YouTube operator. So none of us can keep up with him. So if any of us, I think he looks silly bragging on himself like this. It's like, I can't keep a straight face. So if a person as great as that looks silly bragging, the rest of us look really stupid bragging. And I think that...
So wait a minute, are you saying the fact that we brag about what little we have means that if we were in LeBron's position, we would brag to that degree? No,
I think what I'm saying is what LeBron is saying out loud, what everybody actually thinks of themselves. Like, everybody think whatever you're good at, you think that you're the best at it, or whatever. You don't put your ugliest face out there on Facebook. So why is he wrong for coming out and saying what he actually feels about himself? If he were to come out and say, "Oh, I suck at basketball, I'm terrible," we'd be like, "What's wrong with you?" So what crime has he actually committed by coming out and saying what he really feels about himself? He feels like he's the best.
Well, yeah, but I think that if he were to come out and be like, it was a tough year, we had some injuries or whatever, like, he's brought that up before, and then he, like, listed off some of the things, I can't even believe that I accomplished or whatever, but he starts out, I want to be the first to congratulate you on this, like, like he's another person, it's just weird.
Spooky.
If
I wasn't so lazy, I'd like have some ghosts going across the screen right now. Because that is kind of spooky. Like, when that these actors and these famous people, like, really are starting to lose a grip on reality where they refer to themselves in the third person. But I have never seen one of them refer to themselves in the third person and then speak to themselves at the same time. I think that's definitely breaking new ground. But, I just think that there's a little LeBron James in all of us. But the difference is he's so rich. Jay-Z has this line where he says, I just sit on my money till I'm above the law. Okay. So the idea is you can get to a point where you're so rich that there are certain rules that do not apply to you anymore. Yeah. And I think this is one of those situations where he's so rich and successful at what he does that he can break the silent social contracts the rest of us have to operate in. Mm-hmm. Okay, because there are certain spheres of my life that I feel like I am the absolute best in, and that there's like not a close second. But I can't come out and say it. But other people come out and say it. But I don't do the no.
Right.
I am. But even that gets construed as being arrogant. Right. Why is it arrogant to know that you're the best at what you do? Why do we all have to pretend that we think there are other people that are better than us.
Because we don't want people making a reaction video laughing about us.
Yeah, so then, and society creates these kind of situations where now LeBron is being punished in social media, right? So the rest of us, we don't want to be ridiculed like that. So it kind of, society has a way of correcting itself and saying, hey, you don't want to be like this because we'll make fun of you. So, that's why these guys, when they win an Oscar, they say, what is the first thing they say? They always say, I am humbled by this award, when humility is the last thing that's going through their head. Like, you're on a stage, millions of people are watching on TV, there's like 20,000 people in the auditorium all saying that you were the best at this thing for the year. And you're going to say that you're humbled by it? Like, every time I hear stuff like that, I'm just humbled by it. I'm like, get out of here, dude. Like, this is the least humble you have been in the entire year.
How could you even know something like that? Because somebody might legit be humbled. They might be like, I can't believe I got here, and think about all the places that they came from to get to this point. And it's actually a humbling moment because they're like, knowing where they came from. And stuff.
Okay, if you were in a... think about the last time you've been truly, like, humiliated or humbled or something like that. Isn't it true? Like, for example, when people have these nightmares, right, that they're naked or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a recurring nightmare.
I don't have those. You do?
In human, it's a human thing, right? You're walking around naked or whatever, right? Like, do you sit there and give a speech while you're humiliated?
You get back home and find
your
pants.
You run as quickly as you can. But here these guys are with the Oscar, rambling about how humbled they are. If they were really humbled in that moment, wouldn't they just take the Oscar and dash off the stage? They would sit there with all these cameras and junk looking at them and stare at them while they're accepting the award. And then the poor people, the producers, have to play the violin to let the guy know, look, it's time for you to get off the stage.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, they play the sound cues. When you hear the sound cues when these people are rambling in their speeches... That's the producer saying, enough, you've talked too much.
Oh my
God. You're elongated. It's going to be a 9-hour show if we let you ramble on. So they're sitting there going, I'm so humbled, and da-da-da-da, and the producer's like, shut up, get off the stage, and they're talking about how humble they are. Well, millions of people are watching them, but this is a humble moment.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, man. At least LeBron is saying, hey, I am awesome, I'm the best in the world, and I want to be the first person to congratulate myself. Yesterday he beat one of my...
Yeah, but why did he have to put that out in public? Why didn't he put that in his journal?
Why do anybody put anything in? Well, why, look, you're a very beautiful young lady, right? But, like, you are very selective about what pictures you put up on social media of yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so why do you have to do that? Why are we holding him to some crazy standard that the rest of us aren't held to?
I'm not congratulating myself in the third person. Oh, by the way, Tanya, I just want to tell you that the way you constructed your makeup and hair today is exceptional.
That's the entire point. That's the entire point of this video. That's the point. Is that when you put your little thing up there on screen, or you're looking at yourself right now in the camera and you're saying, whoa, look at my physique and blah, 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 blah. Like, you're not going to come out and say that. But inside, when you see yourself or when you see your picture, you're like, oh, I'm a pretty beautiful young woman. But you
can't know that that's what somebody's thinking.
No, that's what you're thinking.
Oh, okay.
That's not what you're thinking. You don't think that the picture that you have as your Facebook profile, or even how you look right now in this
my
video,
Facebook profile? Okay, I'll go with you on that.
Yeah, you believe it's particularly attractive, don't you?
That's why I picked that one.
Oh. Okay.
But I'm saying now in this moment, for this video, you can't say that. For every second of my life, somebody's thinking that.
He didn't say it for every second of his life. He's talking about this particular moment in his life. He hit 30,000 points, and he feels good about himself for doing it. The only difference between you and him is he's actually honest. You're not going to go and say, oh, look at this Facebook picture. I'm so hot. Everybody, I just want to be the first to congratulate myself about how hot I am.
No.
You're not going to thank the higher skies. I don't even know why he said higher skies. Lower skies, the very definition of sky is what's above me. But I think he's trying to get poetic, and that's not his gift. He's not very good with words. That's not his gift. He's just not.
No, he's not Trump. So
thank the higher skies. So, yeah, you're not going to say, I want to thank the higher skies for how beautiful I am and blah, 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 blah. I look like a supermodel. You're not going to do that. But that's what you feel. That's what you think when you look at that. So you look at that picture on your Facebook profile. You don't think, oh, that's a pretty hot picture there.
To be honest with you, I like the picture, but I feel like my head looks like it's stretched in a weird way. But I use it. I have other pictures I like better.
Yeah, and there are people that will give you affirmation and tell you that it's a very, very beautiful picture because I've seen the comments on your picture. And people telling you how pretty you are and blah, 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 blah. Right? So, but you followed the social contract. You're a very big social contract person. You're going to do what society tells you. So society's going to tell you that you can't post a picture like that and say, "Ooh, I'm smoking hot." You can't do that because then the jealous fat girls are going to be like, "Ah." You know? But LeBron, you know, he doesn't care. And so my whole thing is, on the one hand, I find it ridiculous. It's hilarious to me. But on the other hand, you know.
No, I see what you're saying.
Aren't we supposed to value authenticity?
Yeah.
No, he authentically believes that he's the greatest thing in the world. So why shouldn't he say it? I don't know. I just think, I think, you know, it's very interesting. Anyway, there's our video. Maybe you learned something about human nature. Go brag about yourself today. What a terrible thing to leave people with. Go brag about yourself. At least you're honest. All right, we're out of here. Say something. We got to come up with a tagline to say goodbye or something. Hey, look, if there is a video that you want us to review, if there's anything you want us to review, whether it be a music video, a video clip, a Trump phrase, anything, hit us up, get a subscriber. Here's the rule. If you get a subscriber, we will listen to and react to whatever it is you want us to react to if you get us a new subscriber. Okay? Automatically, we'll push you to the head of the line.
Unless it makes such a terrible video, we don't post it.
We had that situation. There was a situation in which we reviewed it, but don't worry about it. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.